It's now time for Remember When with Uncle John. John Guess, Ouachita County's resident storyteller and local historian. Sit back now and enjoy a walk down memory lane as John recalls the days of yesteryear in his own unique way. You never know, some of it might even be true. So here's Uncle John, along with his trusty sidekick, Kelly Blair.
Back on Remember When with Uncle John. Well, we are blowing through this week like I blew through my last paycheck, quite honestly. Almost already to Friday, but before we get there, we got to Thursday edition of Remember When with the Uncle John show right here. John, what do you want to talk about today? What do you remember and when today?
Well, yesterday was Wrestling Wednesday on the 20th, so, I can't had to cover that on the 20th.
Right.
But July the 20th is always a very special day in my life. 1974, the summer I was 14 years old. We had a man in Chittister named Mr. Willie Gillespie, been there for generations. He was the first man. He was in charge of the first city water system we had in Chittister.
There you go.
Very respected elder in the community, And he had a little 14-year-old granddaughter from Houston. Her daddy and mama was both born and raised in Chittister, but she grew up in Houston, and she would come down every summer. I actually met her the summer before that, but 1974, 14 years old, when all those things are stirring up inside of a 14-year-old, that you ain't lived long enough yet to understand, But a little fiery redheaded girl named Lisa, and we got to be real close. And, it's one of those deals where, you go to the arcade and you win the bracelet, it's got your name on it,
There you go.
And, you give it to her. Well, we're going together now.
Oh, yeah, you're a couple.
And July the 20th, 1974, we always call that our anniversary.
There you go. And,
we remained friends all our life. Naturally, you grow up. She was with me 2 years later. She was there the summer my dad passed away. And was with me during all that. But you get older, your world changes, your environment changes, your things change. Later on she got married, I got married, but we always remained friends. And she was one of those people, and I was one of those people for her that you could call in the middle of the night when things wasn't going good, And or if you just wanted to, if you just wanted to talk to somebody. And we held that close together, for years and years and years. And she passed away in 2017. And my best friend and I, Randy, her daughters, she had two daughters. She was cremated, and we interred her remains and set her tombstone at a little cemetery up close to Gurdon called Rose Hill, where her mother's family's buried, and most of my daddy's family's buried. But, she will forever be a very special person to me. And we always called each other. I don't care. We talked July the 20th every year.
There you go.
Since 1974 until she passed away. And matter of fact, she passed away in the fall. And the last time I talked to her was July the 20th in 2017. And, she was just somebody that was very, very special to me. And we always talked about, if we ever did get married, we'd get married on July the 20th.
Oh, have to.
And we'd get married on the bank of the river barefooted.
There you go.
But just more of a friend, best friend than anything else,
Got to have them.
But her name was Lisa Ann Gillespie. Fiery, redheaded little girl, just as cute as she could be. And she meant a lot to me. It's one of those things you never forget. Her home phone number, 713-723-4881.
There you go.
Her address was 5914 Duxbury Street in Houston.
Duxbury.
And it's just one of those things you never forget. And, part of Remember When.
Absolutely. When you make new friends, you make sure you keep the old, because one is silver and the other one is gold.
Absolutely.
Hey, that's going to wrap up Remember When with Uncle John here for today. Do want to invite everybody to follow our podcast. If you're not able to catch us first thing in the morning, we're out there on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, and YouTube. Might be the easiest way to find us right there. Thanks to JJ Lindsay for keeping my man John here all supplied up with business cards. He's been passing those things out like candy all over town. And we also want to remember the Prescott Raceway ProMed ambulance service. What you got on ProMed over there, John?
1-800-634-0436.
Absolutely. Also, our good friends over at Sherwin-Williams House Paint, 315 Jefferson Street, 836-8125. And, of course, Prescott Raceway, as we mentioned, 887-0336. You can find them on PrescottRaceway.net or follow them on Facebook. I guess we'll see you tomorrow, John.
See you tomorrow, Kelly.
You've been listening to Remember When with Uncle John on Y95. This broadcast can be heard each weekday morning at 6:45 on South Arkansas's favorite station, Y95.